Welcome to Softcore History.
Hello and welcome back to Softcore History. My name is Jake Goldman. It's good to be back here. I was replaced last weekend. Hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. I see you gearing up here. As always, I am joined by two potato-chucking Irish McMonkeys, Rob Fox and...
Boo, we want Jack back. Boo, the listeners have spoken.
Yeah, we really didn't know how to address this at first.
We figured on air was the best way.
Right.
You're
That's
fired.
That's always good. Yeah, I heard what you guys said, and
Like, people love Jack.
one,
Like, I might be replaced by Jack.
we could all probably be replaced by
Yeah,
Jack.
no,
It's
Jack-
Jack
it's
just
just
talks.
Jack's show.
most
Yeah.
most people should be replaced by Jack.
It'd probably be a better world.
It would be a much better world.
The
if
world
most
would be
people were
better
replaced by Jack
if Jack
Mandeville.
Mandeville was everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one hive mind.
Yes. Yeah, like a Borg situation.
Yeah, but Jack Mandeville.
Yeah, that they're all just really nice and smoking 9 cigarettes an hour.
Yeah, and you know,
I don't think he ever finishes a cig.
No, because that's what Jack would do. He'd be like, "Oh, gee whiz, this is so bad for me. I got to stop." And then he'll like that the 3/4 of the way through, he'd be like, I just got this is so bad. Gee
Takes
whiz."
about 3 rips, and then he's just like,
but then
I'm on to
10
the next cig.
10 minutes later,
Yeah.
it's like,
back
well, I
out there.
can't quit now.
Yeah.
No, just that Midwestern politeness.
Yeah.
To himself, even.
Yes.
He treats himself like he treats a stranger, which is polite.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no, I heard what you guys said about Israel. I don't know how you knew I was on the IDF birthright trip. That was really weird that you guys figured that one out. Kind of sus,
Yeah.
to be honest
Yeah,
with
there's
you
you.
kind of
several
blew up
from
your
what-
summer plans. huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
I had heard that, birthright's birthright, and then you can just check the like IDF ride-along cosplay situation for like a couple days.
There is a forum on there. It's like, would you like to learn Krav Maga? And I was like, well, yeah, duh, that's awesome.
yeah.
It's Israeli military police stuff. And they're like, okay, I check that. And then they're like, do you want to learn it on unsuspecting Palestinians
Right.
as practice? I was like, well,
Who
two
else
birds,
are you-
one stone,
yeah,
man.
Who else are you going to practice on?
Yeah, it's not going to be soldiers.
Yeah.
So 8-year-old children is usually what I go for.
Yes.
They have smaller limbs. You can manipulate them better.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah, Israel
practice-
sounds fun. Israel
Yeah,
sounds fun.
yeah. That's what
You
you guys
get to-
practice your drone strikes on, right?
Yes, and you also get to laugh at the Hamas missiles getting taken out above your
I was
head.
about to say,
it's like a
what-
fireworks show every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think is that like a sex act? Is getting like blown by an Israeli chick called getting some Iron Dome?
It should be.
Thought that was if you had braces.
Oh yeah, that would be one too. Iron Dome.
It's like, it's risky, but chances of injury are probably not that high.
Yeah.
It's like, but there's always the risk that something gets through.
I guess also if she has a plate in her head from like a car accident.
Or just
And
the
so
plate in
anyway,
general,
yeah.
Send us your best version of Iron Dome on Instagram. Please comment on
Yes.
our post this week.
Actually,
no.
actually, leave a
Actually,
review.
leave a review.
Leave a
Leave a
review.
review.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Go on to
Stupid
iTunes
little bitch, Rob.
and leave a review with your best version of what you think Iron Dome should be.
Yeah. No, that'll be really good. That'll entertain the two anti-Semites that are flanking my position here.
That, by the way, that's going to raise some eyebrows when people discover our podcast.
What?
But hey, as long as it climbs the charts.
Yeah, we don't really
that's
care.
all we ask for.
Our ethics don't extend far beyond that.
Much like my large-nosed ancestors that were persecuted for reasons beyond their control, today we're actually going to be talking about another large-nosed creature that was also persecuted. Topsy the elephant.
Aw.
Yeah. Awe is what elephants say, we've determined, when they
Yeah.
see humans, and it's a huge mistake.
Yes.
Topsy is a perfect example of why that is.
We're about to say that. So, really, Topsy. I think anyone who's a fan of Bob's Burgers knows the story of Topsy the elephant. But
It's more of an Archer guy.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
They're both excellent in
they
their own
don't,
ways.
They don't talk about Topsy on Archer, though.
I sure
But
don't.
really,
Yeah.
if you're
Wasted opportunity, if you ask me.
they really could have
Just
covered
run
it
it
well.
back.
more
Yeah.
Topsy content
With Archer.
Yeah.
The same H. John Benjamin.
But what I was going to say is we already have a theory on this show. Elephants should be extinct.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm of the belief it should be pandas. Pandas
Well,
are the most
also,
useless.
I think
We
that's.
can
I think
make
that's.
what more than, we're
species.
human beings. We can make a lot of things extinct.
we have to make pandas fuck, or we have to inseminate them.
Yeah, but elephants think that their primary murderers are adorable.
Right, but me and Jake, our anti-panda stance has been
It's
long
well
running.
documented.
It's been long running. It goes back to fucking Substop.
Some stupid organization made like the easiest to die off animal, the one that was going to be their logo, and now we have to keep them around.
And now, like, Vince McMahon had to sell or he can no longer refer to his organization as the WWF because of pandas.
Yeah, WWE has never hit the same.
Doesn't have the same,
No.
Yeah.
like, just juice.
Why wouldn't they just go back to WCW? Or
Not the
That was a
same
different-
organization.
Yeah, not the same
You're really showing your lack of knowledge.
I know.
Pro wrestling.
That's a
Jake.
Floridian. It's impressive you don't know that.
That's true. I just know Sting was part of WCW. Anyway, not
You
important.
ever hit up Orlando for?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there, but not for what you're about to say.
Yeah.
I've
You
never
didn't see
been.
Kurt Angle and Joey Styles
No, I didn't.
in the Octagon.
I did not. No. I had plenty of places to see idiots beat each other up between chain link fences in Florida. Didn't need to go all the way to Orlando to do it. Yeah.
Right. Like,
That's just any alley.
R.I.P. Kimbo.
Yeah, that's right.
Not to mention, like, half of Florida is a professional wrestler because there was that guy, Jake the Snake, just walking around with a fucking boa constrictor
Yeah, he's
ready,
old
to,
school,
ready
yeah.
to fight people.
Yeah, dude.
That's,
Where do you think I got my name from?
Yeah. I mean, really.
Yeah, no.
But Florida's the same way. Like, half the people just have long hair, a snake around their neck, and
Short shorts.
And will fight you holding
Well,
a trash can.
they usually let the snake go. That's
Yeah.
kind of why it became a problem in Florida. Was it's an invasive species.
Well, yeah, people would. It's multiple kinds of exotic animals.
People just let it go.
Drug dealers
Yeah.
would get them
Right.
as cute, small versions of themselves, and then boa constrictors tend to get up to 10, 20 feet long.
I mean,
think
if
it's
in the
pythons,
right
actually.
situation,
Oh, it is
yeah.
ball pythons.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ball
In the
pythons.
right situation, a python that boy can grow. I don't think it can stop. Like it's like
They don't.
alligators, right?
Yeah, they
alligators
they
don't
stop.
die.
They won't. Yeah.
They die, but
No, alligator like
They won't
natural
stop
they
growing.
They
will
don't
not
die
stop
from
growing.
old age, really. They can
No.
get cancer and shit, which is kind of technically dying from old age. But
Mm.
I
you
They're
can't. They don't die
dinosaurs,
just because their
okay?
heart stops.
They are straight up dinosaurs, and I believe there are some crocodiles and alligators that have been around since
Actually, another
at
animal.
least Jesus.
Another animal like that. Lobsters. Lobsters can grow indefinitely too.
I mean jellyfish.
well, okay.
That's like
so
jellyfish are not human. Obviously, they're not human, but they're not of this world.
oh, they're
I'm pretty
weird,
sure
yeah.
jellyfish.
There's one that's immortal.
Squid,
It re-
octopus. They're all.
There's one that
alien life
rebirths
forms.
itself. It like rebirths itself, and its cells are all considered new again, like all at once.
I don't trust the sea.
No, nor should you. We know nothing about it. But like the thing about
You know
lobsters,
way more about space.
the thing about lobsters is like I think that's a myth too. Like there's no way we possibly know more about space than the ocean. We just don't know enough about either of them, really.
Well, the only person that knows anything about the ocean is James Cameron,
Right.
because he has his little submarine that he goes down on.
In the Marianas Trench.
Yeah.
Yeah. He puts the bar down there.
Nobody else cares.
Yeah.
It's just James Cameron.
We really shouldn't let him just be like solo exploring the deepest part of the
Dude,
ocean.
James Cameron's probably
you
built
kidding
some
me?
bases down there.
keep him under the ocean. You want him walking around here making 20 Avatar movies?
It's too late. It's too late. They're already getting made.
Yeah, well, it took even that long because he was playing around in
yeah,
the ocean.
he's too distracted to
Yeah.
make movies.
Put him back under.
We gotta just drop like a novelty ship down there. I'll be like, whoa,
Yeah.
and I'll like explore it for another
Yeah.
year and a half. Yeah.
I would not be surprised in the next
Make
five
it
to,
Atlantis.
next 5 to 10 years, James Cameron just becomes ruler of the world because he built an army underneath the sea.
he
Is
made.
that really
he
gonna
finally
surprise
found
you?
the mole people,
The crab people.
the crab people.
Yeah.
Actually, another funny thing about nature. Before we get into Topsy, there is a term called carnicization, because nature so often evolves crabs over any other form. Like creatures that were not crabs evolve into crabs very often, enough so that they named it that, like carnicization.
I mean, I know nothing about that science, but I'm going to trust you there.
Well, crab people, in theory, could happen.
That would make
That's
a
what I'm
good
saying.
horror movie.
Right.
Like
Everyone's
a man
crab.
just slowly turns into a crab for no reason.
It's like Rob and I have had this discussion where
Crab people don't
any,
scare me, though.
any
Like,
movie can be like spun off of the movie Thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinner, so like what Crabber?
Very niche.
Crabbier.
reference there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Crabber. Yeah, crabbier.
Crabbier.
That's my Thinner's my favorite just for the one part.
Thinner. Gayer. Like, it's like you can make any comedy horror movie out of the concept of Thinner and then make it hilarious. It's like dumber. Like yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
but I mean, crab people don't scare me. James Cameron developing
a crab people army.
an army of Avatar. That's dangerous.
I would worry way
No?
more about crab people.
Okay.
It'd be a well-funded, very mediocre army.
All you got to, I mean, crab people, you just turn the heat up a little bit. They boil.
That's why we're global warming it.
Yeah.
You think we're doing this
We're-
on purpose? Not on
Global
purpose?
warming is to prevent James Cameron from rising
Bringing the
from
crab people
deeps,
to the shores,
the
dude.
depths of
Yeah.
People
the
bitch,
oceans.
people bitch about global warming, but they're gonna love that little sweet spot when you're able to pull cooked crab out of the ocean.
Oh, fuck yeah,
That's
dude.
gonna be.
All right.
On James Cameron's dime.
Yeah.
That's right. So Topsy the elephant, at maturity, Topsy was 10 feet high and 20 feet long, with claims that she weighed between 4 and 6 tons.
Was she Indian or African elephant?
So she was smuggled from
They
India.
prefer Native American elephant.
Yeah.
Okay?
So sometime around 1875, Topsy was smuggled as a baby out of Asia, I think around the Indian subcontinent somewhere, and brought into America to perform in the four-paw circus. She was billed as the first American-born elephant, and she became the star of the circus show and circuit.
What's going on at home right now, Jake? You're going back-to-back circus episodes. You got a little fetish going on right now? What's happening?
I'm just saying, my trunk. I can't make a circus joke. It's 2 party days in a row. I'm not on. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. Do I have a circus fetish? I'm terrified of clowns.
You know, you just walk into their house and you hear a mattress squeaking and.
My dog's running around on a ball.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh god.
Your wife's on the trapeze.
Yeah. Painted up like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be like on his wiener, like it's a trapeze. Do you know what I mean?
Woo!
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, just spinning around.
Yeah.
Why is it 3 rings?
You asked me this last time during the
I'm
PT
wondering if
Barnum.
you found the answer.
I'll look it up later.
Why'd we limit it to 3?
I think more than one was a fucking spectacle, but you would be the guy in like the 1800 circus, just like they stopped at 3, huh?
Yeah. Where's the 4 ring? 3. What is it? You think this is a 3-ring town? That's an insult, pal.
Philadelphia only got 3 rings.
Yeah.
That was a 2 ring actually. in
Easily
Philly.
a 5 ring
Well,
town.
this is a 5-ring town minimum.
Like many circus performers at the time, Topsy was subject to harsh treatment during training sessions. Trainers.
It's called having a job.
Yeah, it's called.
Okay.
It's called working for the circus, as we all know.
No, it's just called having a job. Works tough.
Do
Sounds
we
like
at
a real,
least-
she sounds like a real Zoomer. All right.
Is that what we call Gen Z now?
Yeah,
Zoomers.
Zoomers.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Roll up your fucking sleeves, Topsy. All right.
Pull yourself
Sometimes-
up by your weird
Yeah.
pachyderm pads that we call
Yeah.
boots. I don't. What the fuck is an elephant foot? It looks like a human foot inside that thing, though. If you ever look at it.
What, like the bones?
Yeah, it looks like a human
Well,
foot.
I'm sure there's some poachers that will develop that into some type of like miracle cure that they sell to China.
Sure, it's for like
It's all for erections.
plantar fasciitis. you know.
All for erections.
Well, I think a lot of people actually. Here's a little fun historical fact. I think a lot of
Well, that's 3
elephant,
penis wine.
woolly mammoth skeletons and stuff, because the feet are so similar. Also, whales. Their skeletons might attribute to the mythology of giants,
oh.
because like
Mammoths,
you look at like the flippers and like dolphins or whales. They also have like long hand-looking bones.
Right.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that might be where giant mythology came from. Is the
And
skeletons of
it's
these larger
pretty
creatures.
evident, according with our Timothy Dexter episode, that whales would just wash up on shore
Yeah,
and you just sell those bones.
you sell the bones.
Yeah, well, he probably thought they were giants' bones.
It's
He
like
for sure thought they were giants. Yeah,
probably wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
we tried.
Yeah, he didn't include all the punctuation.
Right,
BM
well, until the end.
Giant Finder.
Lord of United States. Anyway, trainers of the time were vicious towards the animals in their attempts to control them, prodding them with sharp hooks between the eyes and in the head. Beatings, hot pokers, and even guns were also common methods of training. I want to be 1800s trainer for people, like personal trainer. Just like put hot hooks in their heads and then like make them jiggle around on the gyration machine.
Well, every bodybuilder I think of in that era, it's just you got a bald dude,
Leotard, handlebar mustache.
leotard, or he's shirtless, of
Yeah.
course. Really, whatever
Shows
you
with the
prefer.
pants are high.
Yes,
Yeah.
pants are super high. You got to cover that gut because
Yeah,
it's gonna
for
have
sure.
a gut regardless.
No, you're. It was all power lifters that were the bodybuilders.
The first
yeah.
ab came about, I think, in like 1920.
And then you're lifting a single barbell with 45s on each side with one arm.
Yeah.
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 Well, or it's like an
Little clean
anvil,
snatch with
or
one
it's
arm.
like an anvil with a handle on it.
Yeah.
That you lift up like underhanded.
And of course, you gotta curl the mustache.
Oh, you gotta grease it.
That's waxed up. Again, still though, I'd like to say this just sounds like someone not grateful to have a job.
So, by most accounts, Topsy was one of the fan favorites of the circus. Behind the scenes, though,
Got a little bit of an ego.
yeah, she's kind of a diva.
Yeah.
She endured years of harsh treatment. Her crooked tail was a point of emphasis with promoters. It was like, Topsy, the crooked-tailed elephant, which is like I feel like such a minute detail in the fact that you're seeing an elephant.
Did not have a lot going on.
I mean, but like,
You understand?
these people had never seen an
Do you
elephant
understand
before.
The fucking 500 different types of porno I can pull up on this fucking phone.
You probably
right
watch
now.
elephants fuck.
Yes.
You definitely can.
I
Yeah.
can watch elephants get their tails crooked from fucking right now on this. Like they didn't.
But what I'm saying is like, I'm speaking more to your point. The tail being crooked, I feel like, is just a non-start. It's like, okay, it's an
Sure,
elephant,
but they
bro.
spent their entire day just kind of like hitting a tumbleweed with a stick.
Making it leave town.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You're making us look more depressing.
And when they did do something cool, like sneak into a fucking hospital to watch doctors cut open bodies, they did start a whole riot about it.
That's true.
This is a callback day. Big callback day.
Yeah, all callbacks today. In reality, the crooked tail was the result of a particularly severe beating. Over the years, her temper became shorter and shorter, probably from all the beatings. She attacked several handlers and was reportedly responsible for the deaths of 3 of them. So Topsy, overall, keep in mind in the public,
She killed 3 people.
allegedly 12. 3.
The original, who was the killer whale at SeaWorld?
Shamu?
No,
No, he didn't
Shamu
kill.
didn't kill anyone. It was
It's one of the later ones.
the one that Blackfin's about. Or
Oh,
Blackfish.
this is kind of like the original expose that could have been Blackfin, but instead it's about
it's
a
Blackfish.
or Blackfish, yeah. But yeah, I don't know the name of that
I'll
whale.
look that up.
Yeah, you should look it up. So there's accounts ranging from 12 to just one person. There's only one super confirmed, like she killed that guy, but there are 2 others that they're pretty sure the people died. So during the 1900 season, she had killed, quote unquote, killed.
Tillicum's his name.
Tillicum. Oh, no Topsy, though. She had killed 2 Forepaw and Sells Brothers circus workers, one in Paris, Texas, and one in Waco, Texas. Journalist Michael Day, in his 2013 book on Topsy, could find no record of anyone being killed by an elephant in Waco, and a handler named...
Maybe the elephant was starting to get so pissed off and just be so ornery that they had to be like that. That's hype, right?
Well,
You never know. It's like waiting for a crash at a NASCAR race.
right.
You're waiting for Topsy to pancake someone's skull.
So I'm actually getting to that because that's an interesting point. A handler named Mortimer Laudet of Albany, New York, attacked by Topsy in Paris, Texas. The first one suffered injuries, but there's no record of him dying. There's no record of the first 2 deaths ever happening. There's just report of the elephant
Well,
attacking
these are
them.
the original, just kind of carnies that they just kind of.
They use this to drum. Yeah, no one. They
Turn of the century carny. No one's marking that grave.
no, it's probably where They probably pitched him in the elephant trough where Topsy laid their shits. Like, I mean,
He
it's
for sure got
Yeah.
eaten by the elephants
No,
later
here's
on.
how-
He was
here's how a
ground
carny-
down
Yeah, here's how a carny was buried
into fuel.
by the circus back then. They pull up the big hole that the stake was in, put the carny in standing up.
the first ring tent pole.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then put the foot of dirt over him that you need to put over, and then
buried
they,
alive, yes.
If he's still breathing a little bit.
Probably just buried upside down vertically, like head first, feet up.
Yeah. Well, that carny has to know by the time, like, there's a great line in Band of Brothers from Lieutenant Spears where he was like, "You want to know how I'm so confident in war or whatever? It's because I know I'm already dead." And that's really what a carny needs to know too. Like, once you become a carny, you're already dead.
There's
Yeah, when you're doing just kind of like the basic, just kind of groundwork for the circus, you're not thought highly of.
I mean, you're probably not.
You're probably an
You're probably
immigrant.
not thinking very hard. Period. You're probably existing on a very in the motion.
You're
frame
probably
of
like
life.
an Eastern European and immigrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Irish.
You are 100% like Polish or something.
Yeah.
Or just like some dirty McMonkey that can't find a potato.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep ripping on Irish people
That's
because
fine.
you guys
I
are
love
such
Irish
big
hate. Go ahead.
anti-Semites. No,
I love Irish hate.
I just-
I wasn't mad at Kyrie Irving for stomping that Celtics logo.
Or even worse, that maybe some guy who finally got done building the railroads came over from China and now he found his way to the circus.
wait,
They're
dude,
like, you two are from the same part of town.
God.
Work with each other.
Jesus. There will be no tension in that relationship.
No, I just mean
yeah.
the Asian guy in the elephant is like, Asia, you know what you're doing.
You
These
guys
were
like the same
simple-minded
food.
people back
Yeah.
then, yes.
Oh God, that's probably true. They're like, they probably thought like if there was an Asian circus worker, they were like, you can speak his language, right? Tame him.
There's no way that didn't come up in a meeting. Like, do you think a Chinaman would soothe Topsy?
He might have some
Would
magic
Top-
power.
Yeah, would Topsy get along better with a
Actually,
few of them?
Something Jack Mandeville mentioned on last week's episode that I thought was a very salient, like important point is how like the pendulum swing of treating ethnic or ancient people with respect has also failed, where it's like, oh, now they're just magical.
Right.
They're like fairy people, where it's like, oh, ancient culture, like they're so mystical.
Yeah.
No, like that's a perfect example of that would be like people at a circus be like, hey, can you charm this elephant?
Right.
You mystical Chinaman?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. No, that's I thought he brought up some really valuable points there on how we shouldn't just like laud people as like perfect fairy beings either from being from a different culture. But
People are people, man.
yeah, but to
We're
speak
pretty much all scumbags.
yeah, and this story will no doubt prove this once again. So, the first 2 deaths weren't necessarily recorded. They're not sure if they actually happened, but you know for damn sure the circus promoters who were very money hungry at the time were like, now it's Topsy the man killing elephant.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so they're drumming up this man killing
Marketing,
shit.
baby.
That's 101.
And so like now Topsy is a heel. Topsy is someone
Love that.
yeah, Topsy's a villain. So the publicity generated by Topsy's man killing
Murder elephant.
yeah, basically. Topsy's man killing brought very large crowds to the circus to see the elephant.
I got to assume larger than the crooked tail.
You gotta think, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think the crooked tail was the first thing to be replaced in the billing of
I
Topsy.
mean, like if someone came up to me today and was like, I got tickets to a show, not saying it's gonna happen, but what might happen is an elephant's gonna take its trunk and strangle a man to death. I'm paying whatever those tickets cost.
Yeah.
Or wait, hold on. What if it's like, hey, there's an elephant in this tent. Its tail is crooked.
I'll probably pass.
I would just bill both and be like, Topsy the elephant, crooked tail, even more crooked soul.
The problem is, though, the only way that it would work is if I had my future son with me, and they're like, come on, Robbie, do you want to see a little crooked-tailed elephant? And I'd be like, no, we're not going. He'd be like, please, Daddy, a crooked-tailed elephant. And he starts crying, and I'm just like, God damn it, you fucking carny.
Yeah.
They bury you in a tent hole.
In June 1902, during the unloading of Topsy from a train in Kingston, New York, a spectator named Louis Dondero used a stick in his hand to tickle Topsy behind the ear. I feel like tickle is in quotes here because he probably just was whacking it in the ear. Yeah.
Well, either way, if he was tickling the elephant, rightful death.
Yeah, but
Well, what a stupid Italian. Hey, I'm going to tickle the elephant. Hey, give the elephant a little tickle.
so in
That was
events
self-defense.
in events that would foreshadow what would happen later with Topsy, Topsy seized Dondero around the waist with her trunk, hoisted him high in the air, and threw him back down before being stopped by a handler.
Rad.
Yeah, just kind of picked him up and threw him.
Shit, the pie, though, went up in the air. I'd like to think the pie came back and somehow, like, as he was being thrown, cream pied him in the face, and then he got tossed.
What? What are you
He
describing?
picks up the man, right? So
Yeah,
the
Topsy, she picked up the man.
pie goes in the air. She wounds up, throws the man, but as the man's being thrown, the pie comes back.
Where'd a pie come from?
Yeah, what is the pie?
I thought
Where
you
is-
said there was a pie.
What?
I thought he had a pie in his hand.
No,
a
stick. He was tickling her with a stick.
Oh, I thought you said something about pie.
No pie was
No.
mentioned.
I mean, I get that you're like trying to formulate this really interesting physics circus
I'm
act.
trying to
where, like-
visualize the death.
no, this guy didn't die.
Oh.
This is just the first thing that happens once she gets to New York. So, because of this attack, the owners of Four Paw and Cell Circus decided to sell Topsy. Later that year, one particular alcoholic trainer named James Fielding Blount,
By the way, when you're called an alcoholic
an alcoholic circus trainer,
circus trainer in what year?
this would be around 1902. This is
Do you
1902.
even understand? As someone pointed out to me I think on the show a couple weeks ago, there's a reason Prohibition passed.
Yeah.
Because the bar for alcoholic, an alcoholic now is just people then.
Dude, in in the 70s, the DUI limit for like having a DUI was like 0.16.
Right.
Do you know how drunk you have to be to get like a 0.16? Like, and people wouldn't even get like, you should know not to drive.
Right.
Like you are, once you get past 0.2 is like when you're like, maybe slow down on drinking. But yeah, so that was in the 1970s. So imagine 1902, circus worker, drunk.
Yeah.
And he's noted chronic alcoholic.
Yeah.
So this guy's name
This
was
might be, I was going to say, is this a potato monkey?
James Fielding Blount.
He
He sounds English.
That's good. That's English.
Yeah.
Northern
Foolishly,
Ireland?
maybe. He foolishly met his end. After a night of heavy drinking, Blount went into the elephant tent and offered Topsy a drink of whiskey, which classic alcoholic move.
Yeah.
He's just like
wanted a friend.
He wanted a drinking buddy, and the elephant was the only thing awake.
Yeah.
I mean, all the booze back then, it was like, you want 2X or you want 3X?
Yeah, it was pretty much just like paint thinner with some whiskey in it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, paint thinner, and then you put just a little bit of brown sugar into it to give it a flavor and color.
So Topsy refused the drink, and this refusal angered Blunt, who I just came out of like, you took over my drink?
Yeah, you fucking elephant.
You took over my drink, you bitch?
Okay. You give it me?
So I think my credibility with the pie might be more likely if he's this drunk. He might have a pie.
You heard pie in a factual retelling of what happened, where pie wasn't said.
I think he had a pie in his hand.
You need to stop trying to make pie.
Pie is not a thing. There is no pie in this story.
I'm sure Topsy has seen a pie in her life. If you want to get really technical about it, like she's encountered a pie.
There's been one
the
pie
same
or two,
room and has a pie, but
it's not what made her mad. Pies never have angered Topsy, as far as history tells. So the refusal angered Blunt, who then reportedly stuck a lit cigar on the tip of her trunk. Topsy then promptly threw him down into the ground with her trunk and then crushed him to death with her feet.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
Yeah,
and deserved.
Yes.
And also, the most carny of deaths I've ever heard in my life.
Putting a cig out
on an elephant
trunk
Putting
of
your
an elephant.
smoke out on an elephant's trunk after it wouldn't drink with you, and then getting crushed to death. The only two other ways you could die so carnally is to like trip and fall into a giant funnel cake fryer, or I guess like somehow get like your clown tie caught in the Ferris wheel.
That or the Gravitron.
Which I don't know what that is.
It's something where they spin you.
Spins really fast so you stick to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's carnies that know how to walk on that shit, and that floors me. Like
when you're
the
on
ride
the wall,
operators. Yeah,
And
they do tricks
never
and shit.
learned that?
I never went on the Gravitron.
I guess you never went on the Gravitron.
I don't think our town carnival had the Gravitron.
You go on the
personally.
Gravitron like 5 times, you start to learn how to like Spider-Man walk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like when you see the guys that do the mechanical bull operation, they know how to like surf and like do tricks on it and shit. Yeah. I saw a video of a carny doing that shit on the Gravitron, and I was blown away.
I fucked with all carnival rides, except the zipper.
Dan, not to be rude, but I could easily see you being like head carny at a place.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of a compliment, if anything.
Yeah, I'm saying you're not like one that would get crushed by an elephant. You'd be loading an idiot into a cannon to get shot out of.
Just means I'm a survivor.
That's right.
You just like calling him head hobo,
Yeah.
like the hobo king.
He's like, he's the hobo king. Yes.
Yeah.
So after, obviously, this event was highly publicized, the death of this guy Blount for putting out a fucking cigar on an elephant. But after it was,
who CSI'd that case?
I think they found the crushed guy and the elephant with the burnt
Yeah.
trunk,
And then they were like, "Oh no!"
They put 2 and 2
he
together.
tried to
went-
drink
he-
with Topsy again.
Yeah, literally, they're like, "God damn it, we told him,
Stop
Topsy's
offering.
not your friend."
Topsy is straight edge.
You're be friends with.
So Topsy, after that, was sold to Coney Island Amusement Park operator Paul Boynton. When Boynton sold his operations to the founders,
That sounds Irish, I think.
yeah. Well, Boynton avoided some problems with Topsy. Boynton actually kept her fine. When Boynton sold his operations to the founders of Luna Park, Topsy and her trainer were part of the sale. This is actually a good deal.
She's already got, for sure, one body.
Confirmed. Yeah. You're not going to hear any more
but
confirms.
Maybe 3 or 4.
Possibly 12, but that could just be like fear-mongering by the carnies. You know? So,
Or just marketing. Again.
yeah, no, it's marketing. Yeah, like it's carnival barkers. Be like, she's
Serial
killed
killing
12 men.
elephant.
Yeah,
First off, fear mongering and marketing are the same thing.
that it really is. It's the fear of missing out or not being enough that gets you to buy things.
And honestly, once you hear about this serial killing elephant, it's probably too late.
If you've
Like
heard
everything.
about her, she's right behind you.
Yeah.
You won't hear her coming. Anyway,
That's one of my favorite Simpsons lines, by the way. There was some like, oh no, it was Futurama, and it was like an early episode, and it was like the bad guy. They became superheroes in the episode, and the main bad guy was like a circus guy, like like a cheesy Batman villain.
Sure.
And he had like his whole gang, and they were like, and one of them was, and his elephant who never forgets to kill.
Dude, Matt Groening just like
that was
dumb shit throwaway lines are the best though.
It's so good. By the way, side note, you can track exactly when The Simpsons started getting bad because that's when Futurama started.
Oh, yeah, they just kind of pivoted their creative stuff. Also, Disenchanted I thought has been really good so far. That's another Matt Groening thing.
Conan leave?
Conan left in like 94, 95.
Yeah, he left pretty early on.
It was still going.
They had a good 8 seasons.
But Futurama started in 2000 or 99, I think, and that is literally when The Simpsons went downhill.
Yeah.
I think it's too coincidental.
You should do an episode on that. Also, Thomas Pynchon, like one of his only public appearances ever, is not even like a visual of him. It's his voice on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was bizarre. Like, how did they get him on the show?
Dude, it was people don't. I barely know because I was too young, and you guys are even younger.
The
than
influence
me,
of it was insane.
Yeah, back in the day, for sure, it was fucking nuts.
All right, so Topsy gets sold to Luna Park. Luna Park was under construction at the time, though, so for a brief time, she was put to work hauling loads of building material.
Gotta put her to work.
Yeah. After a new site for the Trip to the Moon attraction was cleared, the workers tried, but simply couldn't move the massive structure to its new location. Topsy was called upon to do the job. With the help of a few horses, she pushed the building nearly a mile to the new location. This fucking murderer is still helping perpetuate the success of the circus, so...
Well, a lot of murderers get into construction. It's a good place to kind of lay
And
low.
a lot of prisoners, to be fair, get into manual labor.
Yeah.
Like they make them
Yeah.
manual labor.
You're getting paid under the table.
Well, during the conditions of the move, police actually were empathizing with Topsy a little bit more than the people handling her because they arrested one of her handlers that day for observing excessive use of a sharp object to prod the elephant. Apparently, the trainers reportedly kept a pitchfork empty nearby and she, like, would just kind of jab her with it when she wasn't moving the building. So she wasn't moving the building by her own desires to move the building.
Basically,
Kinda sounds like
this
she's not
animal just spent its whole life being fucking tortured.
By carnies.
Well, it kind of sounds like she wasn't a team player.
Yeah.
Do your part.
He was tried for animal cruelty, but later that was acquitted because the amount of prodding was deemed acceptable. So at some point, there was a line drawn.
Can't imagine that New York had a prodding level for elephants on the books at that time.
You don't think so? Like three jabs is good,
Right.
but 4, that's crossing the
I
line.
actually did a story the other day, or not the other day, my last job, about this woman who kept monkeys in St. Louis, like in her house, and they were like emotional support monkeys.
Did they rip anyone's faces off?
No, they didn't do anything.
Was
Her
it Goodell?
What? No.
Okay.
They didn't do it. They hadn't done anything, and she just kept them in her house. And her new neighbor was just like, this is bullshit. And the like St. Louis suburb that she lived in, like, had a law on the books about like what animals you could and couldn't keep. And my first thought was like, who wrote that law? Who wrote that law against monkeys in Baldwin, Missouri?
Probably
No
someone.
monkeys had ever come and hurt anyone there. So that had to be, and I think this happens all the time. That actually opened my eyes to this. That had to be essentially a copy and paste law.
Oh, right.
From someone else's fucking town charter or just city ordinances or whatever.
And they just move it over to the next thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would a suburb in St. Louis be thinking about that?
Well, I guarantee Louisiana and Texas have tiger laws.
Oh, they have to.
They need, that's out of necessity.
Yeah, I think between the two of them, there's more tigers in captivity in those two states than in the wild in the world.
I hear that all the time, and I just believe it. I don't
I
need to
believe it
fact check
wholesale.
Yeah.
It sounds right. Like,
does.
there's some facts you don't need to check.
No.
Yeah, it's like, sure, that checks out in my head.
I believe it.
So the final straw for Topsy came when Whitey Alt, her trainer at the time at Luna Park, got drunk and decided to ride Topsy down Surf Avenue.
Man, you really just shouldn't be getting drunk with this elephant.
You shouldn't get drunk with any elephant.
No.
Is the real lesson
You
here,
really
but
fucking
especially not a man killing
Yeah.
one. When
Or a horse. Like, remember that? Were you with me the time I got yelled at by the 6th Street cops for touching their horse?
you really shouldn't touch the police horses. I would have told you that before you
That's
touched
assault, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like petted it, and this guy turned around and he was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, you dumb fuck?
it. Yeah,
This thing could kick your fucking head off it." And I was
it's
like,
so true,
it
though.
was for a picture.
he was probably not happy about that answer either.
Yeah.
fuck
There
with
were
horses.
multiple people at UF that would get arrested every year when we went to New Orleans
Yep.
for the UF-LSU game.
Yeah.
Because one kid fucking punched one, and
Well,
he went
that's
to
deserving.
he
of
went to
arrest.
he went to jail for assaulting an officer. Of
Yeah,
the
that's
law.
felony.
Yeah,
Yeah, the animals.
they're
cops.
cops.
Count as cops.
They are cops. Yes.
You can't.
And also, that's the one cop you shouldn't punch.
Yeah.
They're not making any life or death decisions. They're
Yeah.
horses.
I get punching a police dog if that police dog's coming after you.
Sure. But a
Like,
police
I'm
horse?
not going to be like, well, I guess I deserve to get bit by this Belgian Malinois or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
this German Shepherd, yeah.
I'd be like, no, I'll take the risk of getting those charges to not be mauled by an animal.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you do with a police elephant, though?
Police elephant? Pray.
You, I don't know, hide on the other side of the Alps and hope they all fucking die on the way.
It's a Hannibal joke?
That is. Yeah.
Nice, dude. When Whitey was arrested and taken to the station, Topsy followed them down the street and then tried to go into the police station behind them.
So she was into him? She
liked Whitey didn't die.
Okay.
Whitey got arrested for riding Topsy. Whitey was actually pretty good to her.
Okay.
All things considered.
So she was like, this is one of the first guys that have been nice to me.
Yeah. So Whitey was fired for this incident, leaving nobody on the staff that could handle Topsy. With the costs of her care high and no one to take care of the elephant, Luna Park owners Thompson and Dundee tried to get rid of her. However, all the bad press over the past year had tarnished the elephant's reputation.
Worthless elephant, yeah.
Like just murdering lazy elephant.
Murdered one asshole.
Yeah.
And then was like a slave
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, it's a bad elephant.
She pulled an entire house.
Yeah.
Yeah, pushed.
Pushed the entire
Or maybe
house.
pulled. Probably pulled. It's easier to pull, I imagine. Yeah.
Well, it could be a little bit of both.
So, yeah,
you know?
no
A little
zoo
push
would-
pull day.
Yeah, no zoo would take her, though. No show would have her. So they tried to raffle her off, which I don't know.
See, I would have thought this would have upped her price.
This would
Yeah.
not have been a problem if cocaine dealers had existed at the time.
Oh, my God, no.
Yeah.
They would have just stolen her.
Yeah, well, I mean, she
They could have just
gone
left.
for anything.
If crack existed in 1902, Topsy, you could have left Topsy on a curb.
Can you imagine, by the way, just like
curb.
the threat, the like amazing threat of like some dude like ratted you out, rolled you over to the feds, and you're just like, I know what you did. What you did, brother. Sorry.
Just
Gotta throw you in, and you throw him in the fucking elephant.
The feds didn't exist then.
Not really, no.
You just had like
The secret-
guys collecting
The
bounties.
Secret Service existed.
I mean, through the IRS office or like some sort of stamp office or something like
Yeah,
that?
but they were
They were part of the post office, weren't they? Or some
Something
shit
weird
like
like
that?
that,
Yeah.
Yeah, the FBI didn't really exist till John Dillinger. Like that was their first big case.
yeah. There was
And boy, did they blow
there
it.
was like one or two federal investigations, but whatever.
So they tried to get rid of Topsy just for free, too. No one wanted her. So after exhausting all their options, the decision was then made to euthanize Topsy.
Oh,
So killing a 10-foot tall, 3 to 6 ton elephant
Now,
in
in their defense, this is what many cities do with dogs no one wants to adopt.
yeah, that happens to this day.
All the time.
So they didn't have a gun big enough to quickly kill Topsy. So Luna Park management initially planned to hang the elephant.
How is that better? How is that more practical?
yeah. What
What
kind of?
do you do? Tie a rope around her neck and like have a tugboat?
Are they going to the dock?
They kind of just like tightened the rope. Apparently it happened a couple times before this.
This wasn't their first rodeo with strangling an elephant.
It was not.
First off, the point of hanging is to break the neck.
Not to asphyxiate the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how the hanging worked for elephants back in the day.
So that's just strangling the elephant.
Yeah, so they were gonna.
There's hundreds of ways to strangle an elephant. We know this.
Is there?
Do tell.
Give me 3.
Rope. Really big rope.
Okay, right. That's a good one. Yeah.
Really big wire.
No, that's the same thing.
That's no. Come on. Got one.
Really big.
Leave other ways to strangle an elephant in the reviews for this episode.
Along with your Iron Dome explanation.
Yeah. Leave ways to asphyxiate an elephant.
So the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, for the rest of the episode, SPCA, objected to this, claiming that this method of execution was unnecessarily cruel. To meet these objections, park officials, with the approval of the SPCA, subsequently decided to use a combination of poisoning, strangulation, and electrocution.
I'm
Definitely-
glad that the
Electrocute it.
The animal cruelty people were like, hey, obviously kill it. But, like, come on. Don't kill it so mean.
Yeah, don't do it just one way. Do it three ways. Give
Also-
it poison.
Also, you don't have a gun big enough? Get a cannon.
Put
Aim
it
it at its head.
as we know from the P.T. Barnum episode, put it on some train tracks.
Honestly, have
I don't think that was quick.
the guy
was quick.
that she crushed, put him in the cannon, and he can have his final revenge by shooting through the elephant.
I don't know that his bones would do that good of a job.
Yeah,
You
they
don't
would
think
just
so?
crumble.
You don't think they can get to that kind of speed, that velocity?
No,
to
I think
cut
you just
through
get
the elephant?
I think you just get
like
a.
butter.
Also, what year is this? 1900 what?
This is 1903.
Yeah, they have a caliber of gun big enough. I guess.
Oh,
Maybe,
for sure.
Maybe not.
Not readily available.
Yeah, I guess that's.
They would probably have to request from like the Department of Defense to get it. It's
Yeah.
like, can we have your big gun
The-
for our elephant?
The New York National Guard's like, you want what? For what?
We need the 50 cal.
We gotta put this guy down. This
so
gal down.
Oh, hold on. Speaking of that, did you hear about the NRA guy? The news that came out about him not that long ago, the president, who like went elephant hunting, and was such a bad shot. Like the elephant was like. He shot it and it like didn't do anything, and like they eventually had to like sedate the elephant or something. Like the elephant was on the ground and they were like, "Okay, stand here, and just shoot it here."
Yeah.
And he just still kept missing, and they eventually just had to walk up and put a bullet in the elephant's head.
Not
Yeah,
a great look for the NRA.
I think
no?
that was probably that guy just getting off on making the elephant suffer.
No,
I
but
actually think
we're
he
I
actually-
think we're criticizing how bad of a shot he is.
Yeah,
Oh, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, point blank, with a sleepy elephant, I feel like you can't miss.
He did.
It's
no, it was point blank, like.
just the
like,
area he needed to shoot.
Yeah, well, he couldn't get the area, but he wasn't very far. I don't know how far it was, but like, it would be like me with the big fucking rifle, maybe to like.
That Ben Affleck picture.
Maybe or maybe at very best to like the tree right outside.
Okay, so like 20 yards.
Something you should be able to hit with a big ass gun.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not that hard to shoot a rifle laying prone on a bipod from not that far away at a still object.
No.
It's fucking
Especially
not.
one the size of a fucking
Well, how
elephant.
do you shoot an elephant?
How?
One bullet at a time.
Hey.
Is that, what was that? Is that humor?
No.
What is it? Explain.
Isn't
Explain
that a
your
saying? Isn't it like how to eat an elephant one bite at a time?
Oh, it's one of those jokes, huh? Cool.
I don't think it's a joke. I think it's just like a
Just a dad thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a thing you put on LinkedIn
Oh.
to like grind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rise
yeah,
and
yeah,
grind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the process. It's not about the destination.
So
One of those things.
they had to electrocute this elephant. They deemed it the most humane way to do it, along with, giving it poison and tying a rope around its neck to strangle it all at the same time. Which I love that SPCA too was like, this is more humane. Not only will we kind of hang it.
Yeah.
Through
The
strangulation.
hanging is still in play.
Yeah, it's kind of just like lazy hanging. They're
Yeah.
just strangling it now.
Well, you just attack it with all different. You got the
They
electrocution.
want to make it
you
fast.
hang it.
Yeah.
Just make it.
Make
kill
sure
it
it's
with everything.
dead.
Yeah,
Make
just
sure
kill
it's
it with
dead.
everything.
Yeah.
Poison.
So the electrocution.
Just really make this thing suffer.
It was the electrocution was the key though for the SPCA being like that's humane, like it can go quick because you got to think too. The most common way.
Was it in water?
No, I'll tell you in a second. So the most common way for animals to be euthanized at the time, the most common way for dogs, they were drowned alive. That was the most common way dogs were
Right.
euthanized, and then every other animal that was not a dog or cat was hanged, like they just hang it. So the owners of Luna Park, they needed electricity. This part of the story is going to be hotly contested throughout history, but I'm going to put it down how it's been told. Luna Park turned to the inventor Thomas Edison, who by 1903 had fought and lost the Battle of the Currents for the electricity standard to be used in the United States. Edison's direct current methods had been extensively used at first, but the most efficient alternating current method invented by Nikola Tesla and backed by industrial giant George Westinghouse had gained traction and was becoming the standard for distribution of electricity in the United States. So the story goes trying to keep his standard intact and preserve all his royalties for direct
I
current
did not
usage.
see this part of the Prestige.
It's the cutting room floor version of the Prestige.
Okay.
Yeah, they just talk about Tesla.
Yeah.
There's
David
like a,
Bowie did not let an elephant like.
No, he was just transporting hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trying to keep his standard intact and preserve his royalties for DC distribution, Edison had engaged in a propaganda war discouraging the use of AC by lobbying Congress, spreading false rumors and misinformation, and staging public demonstrations of its danger by electrocuting stray and unwanted animals. For a time, his technicians were regularly dispatched for this matter, killing dogs and cats, and in some cases horses and cows. he commissioned a partner to develop the electric chair for the state of New York with AC current, even though he himself was reportedly an opponent of capital punishment. The guy wanted the DC money so bad, he was like, we'll make an AC fucking kill you chair. Like, let's go. Yeah. So
I make elephant furniture that kills.
So his experience with the matter and his standing as an authority on electricity prompted Thompson and Dundee, the two Luna Park founders, to call him up. Even though the current war was over, he apparently, for one reason or another, couldn't resist the opportunity to demonstrate the dangers of alternating current one more time. And this time the target was the largest land animal in the world. So it's like, hey, even this shit kills elephants. It's really dangerous. Some say he was still fighting the war in his own mind. Others say Edison still harbored a grudge for the loss and participated out of vindictiveness. Whichever the case, he signed on to do it, and he could document the whole thing with another invention that he had just made, the movie camera. So,
Yeah, he had that studio in Jersey going.
yeah, so
A whole lot of wars going on in Edison's
a lot
businesses.
of invention wars just in general at this time in America. But another thing that happened, the owners of Luna Park, down for money as always, due to the attention the story had gotten, and they initially intended to charge admission for the public execution of the elephant. The press coverage, though, had also attracted the attention of the SPCA once again, who flatly refused to allow that to happen. The admission fee idea was thrown out, but the public would still be allowed to watch. By this time, Topsy had been characterized in the press like a convicted serial killer condemned to death. So I think they say about 1,500 people showed up to watch.
Why don't they do that
die.
now? Why don't they sell people, or they should just sell tickets to public executions?
I mean, people show up in droves outside of the prison where it's going to happen a lot of the time. Like when Bundy was getting fried or lethally injected or whatever, however he died, there was thousands of people outside.
Make it an event. Make it a thing.
They call that
Make some merch.
I think it's barbaric, Dan.
I think you make merch.
The SPCA, they're like, hey, kill it. Fine.
Don't charge for it.
Yeah. Come
Sack
on.
of shit.
Yeah. And film it for sure with that weird camera thing.
If anything, half the proceeds can go to that.
You know there is a video of her death, right?
We're going to talk about that, too.
Okay, cool.
So,
Put that on Instagram.
yeah, that will be on the Instagram, hopefully. The execution date was set for January 4th, 1903. A crowd of 1,000 to 1,500. Yeah, it was really cold in New York. Yeah, cold day to die as an elephant. Think about that. You're from Asia, probably just tropical climate. Got to die in fucking frigid New York.
Probably could have died on her way there.
Yeah. So, in the courtyard of the half-finished Luna Park, about 1,500 people gathered.
She
to
dies
witness
on the way there from just frigid coldness.
Exposure?
They have to bring her back to
Right.
life for the public
No,
execution.
the worst thing would be the electrocution takes longer because at first she's just pleasantly warmed up.
So finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
crushes a couple engineers while she's there.
She's like, I feel
like
good again.
her heart just stops from being so cold, and they just electrocute her back to life, and then
She kills some more people.
then they kill her again.
Right.
They bring her back to life solely to kill her.
So the whole spectacle's about to go on. Topsy's old trainer, Whitey Alt, was offered a then handsome sum of $25 to help bring the elephant to her demise, but the saddened trainer turned it down, saying he wouldn't do it for $1,000. With no qualified people to handle her, leading a very docile Topsy to the platform proved to be difficult. She wouldn't cross the bridge to the middle of the lagoon. This is happening in the middle of a lagoon, by the way.
Tight.
Yeah. After technicians moved the wood and metal platform to her, she wouldn't stand in place. Then she shook off the electrodes that were hooked to her head, and then she refused to eat the cyanide-laced carrots that were offered to her, almost as if she knew what was going on, which I'm sure she fucking did.
Hold on a minute now.
Yeah, she's like, wait, these carrots smell like shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have a giant nose. Come on. No, but after some coaxing, though, Topsy finally ate the carrots, and the switch was thrown on the platform. She died almost instantly. And
Seems like
almost,
they only needed the electricity.
they only needed the electricity.
Right.
That is all they needed. They did not need to give her
so
poison
they
carrots.
Hitlered Topsy.
Sounds like a pleasant January day, though. You maybe hit up Nathan's for a hot dog.
Yeah.
And you go see
the elephant die.
Yeah.
Do you think it just ripped the biggest fart in history after it died?
Everything just came out of its body.
Yeah, like, God.
I always say, like, if and when I get the death penalty, my last meal request is going to be, I need you to go to a Kentucky Hut.
What is that?
It's a Midwestern classic. It's a KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut that are all combined into
that's
one.
what you call those, Kentucky Hut?
Yeah.
That's disgusting, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I'm going to need a couple gorditas, a stuffed crust pizza, pepperoni lovers, and then some a bucket of chicken, and I'm gonna eat all of that and just let it for the mother load for when I'm dead.
Just you deliver the payload post mortem.
Yeah, like get ready, motherfuckers.
That's too much cheese. It's gonna clog you up.
No, nothing clogs you up when you're dead.
Trust me, I've eaten a lot of Pizza Hut. I know what happens afterwards.
It's like every Sunday. For
Jake
a couple
knows,
years.
literally, it'd be like 5 p.m. It'd be my only meal of the day.
He'd get like the party box with the square stuffed crust pizza.
No, I got the stuffed crust pizza.
I thought you got the box for a while.
I got the box once or twice. I didn't like it though because the pizza's too bready.
Yeah, it's very bready.
It's the deep, or like the Detroit style, which I like sometimes. But
It's also by far the worst pizza chain.
it is the best major pizza chain.
No.
False. Okay, we're not doing this on this one. Stop. We're not talking about pizza chains. They're all bad. She died almost instantly after the electrocution and almost took one of the Edison technicians with her. He was also electrocuted when he threw the switch because of that dangerous AC current, guys.
Yeah.
And then even though she had already been...
Electricity was a real wild bronco back in those days.
It was like fire,
Yeah.
basically.
You didn't really know.
Just because you gave birth to it didn't mean you could control
One
it.
last Edison job to kind of just throw dirt on Tesla.
Yeah, for sure.
Early electricity was basically like a heroin user talking about heroin. Like, no, man, I got it under control. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I trust me. I understand it. I control it.
They were probably, I read this somewhere, like they were called like electromancers for a while. Like pyromancers.
That's way better than electrician.
Fuck yeah. Sign me up to do that job if I was an electromancer.
Electrician is just like a plumber for your TV. You know what I mean? But like a fucking...
Electromancer, it raises things out of the ether to do its bidding.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think.
Electromancers get fucked,
Yeah,
right? Like
dude.
electromancers go out like at the bar.
They wear cloaks. Like for sure.
Electromancer is drinking a martini and has like a mysterious look in his eyes. An electrician is drinking a Lone Star and it's dirty.
Yeah, for sure. So even though she had already been pronounced dead, workers tightened a noose around her neck for 10 minutes just to make sure. That was the strangulation part.
Yeah, you don't want to...
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't like they were actively strangling her while they were electrocuting her. They just electrocuted her.
So
in case you woke up, they're like, all right, pull.
Yeah.
So it wasn't... She didn't really get Hitler where it's poison, death, whatever. She got Rasputin.
She didn't get shot.
But I mean, like...
She ended up drowning.
They
That's how
killed
she
her
died.
3 different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the cyanide would check out with Rasputin. Electricity, not so much, but
He did get strangled.
he did get strangled.
I thought he got-
No, he got shot multiple
He got
times.
shot, but I thought he also hit like an electrical fence.
No, nothing like that. Unless I'm mistaken, they threw him into a river.
He drowned. Yes.
Yeah, well, they don't know if he drowned. He was probably dead before they threw him in, but that was just for good measure. Anyway, the SPCA doctors on hand pronounced it as the most humane way to kill an animal they had ever seen, which means
Nothing.
whoa.
Means nothing.
So that was the first animal they'd ever seen killed, I guess.
And Edison
Like,
had...
what were they doing before? Were they just like rusty knife cutting the heads off cows?
Did you not hear me earlier? Yeah,
No,
they would hang them.
They would William Wallace the animals, where they just
Just draw and quarter them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, everything larger than a dog or cat back in the day was euthanized via hanging. They would hang everything.
or drowned.
Oh, yeah, dogs and cats were drowned. Yeah. That was the way they were killed.
Of all the ways. I
No.
guess bullets cost money, water doesn't.
Bullets cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, and there's plenty of rivers so you can just drown a dog in.
That's true.
That's why
It's
bullets
sad,
were
but
so valuable in
People
Oregon
do
Trail.
still do that. I hate
Drown
how
dogs?
many times
Yeah.
the dodo is the worst fucking Instagram to follow because it always starts out with like the canine or feline equivalent of like a concentration camp liberation. And then they grow and they become better, but the first 2 minutes are just a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of money in just horribly breeding animals.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
pets.
but one of the things that you hear about a lot is like people just throw a bag of puppies into a creek.
Yep, happens all the time.
Yeah.
You'd be shocked.
Happens all the time.
Mostly
Probably
in San
just happened right now.
Mostly
Probably
in
happens-
San Antonio and Texas, but yeah,
I would say a lot of time in South Florida.
maybe
I
El
think
Paso,
it's anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
Really.
Oklahoma a lot. There's certain areas. Of the
I
country.
guarantee you there is multiple bags of dead puppies floating around in the Florida Everglades right now. Like, just from
They're
today.
not floating. Those things are munched up right now.
Oh, they're gone. Yeah,
gone.
for sure. But
It's the best way to dispose of anybody.
the animal fighting, whether it be human or dog fighting scene in South Florida is insane. There's actually great
Being convicted of murder in the state of Florida, you have to be really dumb.
Oh, yeah. You have to murder someone. That makes you a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Typically, yes.
the Edison company actually did film the execution of the elephant. The film is called Electrocuting an Elephant, and it
They're
depicted.
like, how many of our inventions can we test out at the same time?
It was a fucking. It was like a road show
They
for
put
the
a fucking
Edison.
light bulb in Topsy's asshole.
Like, look at it. Oh, it's Butt has an idea.
This was
All
the
right.
fucking Edison Expo.
Yeah, pretty. It kind of was like. So,
You know, Edison was low-key hoping that elephant exploded.
for sure, dude, like a big gas balloon.
Like,
Just
like a
the
whale, kind of like when a whale explodes on the beach. Like, that's really what
when it
Edison
bloats
wanted.
and splits.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so the electrocuting of an elephant depicts the first actual death on screen and was seen by audiences across the country. So the first snuff film ever is of Topsy the elephant.
Tight.
Yeah.
So the first snuff film ever was bestiality porn, if you will.
Kind of. It's like bestiality snuff. Well, it's
Yeah.
like beast snuff.
Yeah, beast snuff.
Yeah. So the film did nothing to either advance Edison's agenda or raise any kind of awareness for animal cruelty. Audiences of the time were simply more interested in the novelty of the motion picture, the spectacle, and being entertained.
Like, we'll watch anything move on a screen.
Shit don't change. They learned nothing except I saw an elephant die.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That
So
was
yeah. Good Lord.
Yeah, they learned nothing from that. There is some speculation that Edison basically knew nothing about it, that it was all done by the vice president of his company, the Edison company at the time, and that this was really just kind of an outing for the Edison company to test the movie stuff. They helped set up the equipment, but they had no desire to actually go through with it. They just helped because they were called on. That's a fine argument. I also will note that I read all that from a big article about Thomas Edison that seemed like they were really
Pro
pumping
Edison.
him up. Yeah, because
There's not really-
there's two camps on it. So
Yeah, I feel like there's not a lot of, like, neutral Edison articles.
there is zero. You can't find it. Like, it's either a vehement, whatever you want to call it. No,
Vehement. Good
vehement,
Lord.
vehement.
Am I the only one that grew up speaking English in this
Ve- I-
fucking podcast?
He's
I said vehement.
He's from Florida. I'm from
Vehement.
Delco.
It's vehement. Anyway,
Why
Either
does
way.
this always
So
happen?
this is kind of a little crazy butterfly effect here. In a way, this elephant kind of helped create Hollywood.
kind of. It's like one of the first movies
Yeah.
is of an elephant getting electrocuted.
Yeah, and it kind of gave
Did it
Edison
inspire
and
Dumbo?
no, the Black Maria studio that Edison opened up after, and he just kind of like became a monopoly on filmmaking in the East Coast, which forced everybody to move to LA.
Yeah, because he was a psycho.
Yes.
And wouldn't let you do anything.
So this kind of like gave him a little bit little momentum.
They gave a nudge.
So is
for sure.
Topsy the most influential animal in American history?
As you can, I mean, I guess you could say some big-nosed motherfucker made Hollywood.
It's one or the other.
Yeah, right? No, that's a shout-out for all the Jewish people listening. I'm here with you. But anyway, I feel like I have to say I'm Jewish sometimes just to remind them. Like,
Yeah, because you have a very, like, white guy bro voice where
Yeah.
you're just like, yeah, man.
Jews, fucking Hollywood.
Yeah, you're
man.
an
You,
name
you
too.
sound more like a Jake than a Goldman.
Yeah, right. Anyway, yeah, so there is a lot of speculation on that. But for all intents and purposes, yeah, Topsy did kind of give the nudge to Hollywood. I guess I never knew that. That's a pretty cool little
In a way,
tidbit. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's the story of Topsy, the elephant, the man-killing elephant that probably just killed one guy.
Who deserved
Who
it?
totally deserved it. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
he deserved
yeah,
it.
no, he deserved it.
He was a drunk carny. When you're an alcoholic
He was
carny,
probably
like you said,
torturing her too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserved it. I was gonna say just for the act of burning someone with a cigar probably isn't a death penalty, but if you accumulate it all together,
I
Like if-
can't
If
imagine
you
this
put
was the
your
first time.
cigar
that-
out on an elephant, yeah, that's not a first-time offense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
like
you've
that
done
he-
some other things
yeah,
to this elephant.
it's like if you stick your dick in a shark's mouth, like a great white shark. You're just like,
Yeah, there's a lot of things that led up to that.
Yeah.
You don't just start there.
No, you
Yeah.
don't. That's true.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't even his first time burning her.
No.
No, probably not. But he's probably too slow and drunk to get away from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think he definitely beat off in the same room as Topsy before too.
I'm
Like, I think
I'm
he
almost
was-
positive from the sounds of this guy, James Fielding Blunt. He probably had to share a room with Topsy. They probably didn't like him too much.
Yeah.
They-
He had a cot in there, and
Yeah.
he was just like, "Don't look at me, you fucking bloody elephant."
Yeah. So what'd you learn, Rob?
Well, I learned that most Irish people who die while drunk deserve it.
That's true.
Yeah.
You didn't need this podcast to know that.
No, I didn't. Actually, the craziest thing I learned or hadn't thought of before that I'm thinking of now is, I think Topsy kind of created Hollywood.
Yeah. I didn't actually know that either. I'm glad
Dan,
yeah.
that's a monster revelation.
Yeah. Some assholes
From the
electric-
clouds.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Just back court.
Also, man, circuses were awful.
I feel like I could do 9 parts on circus.
But
The stuff you read,
everyone knew that, right?
yeah, but the specificity
point, I
of it
feel like
is pretty
everybody
creepy.
knows all-
Yeah.
Like, I've learned a lot about circuses in the past 3-4 weeks, more than I would care to actually know.
You know.
It feels
Yeah.
like
Sorry.
everything at a circus is treated like 3 grades below what that species deserves,
Yeah.
right? Like
the humans included.
aren't treated like
I was gonna
humans.
say the French. I could argue something with the French, but
The French,
Like French circuses.
like Cirque du Soleil.
yeah, get that out of here.
It's too artsy fartsy for America.
Yeah, that's not really circus.
That shit didn't
circus.
catch on for a while.
We're talking clowns and elephants and shit. Yeah,
Sound like honk honk.
Yeah.
Human cannon shit.
like the humans are treated like animals. The animals are treated like
Worms.
worse animals. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
yeah, like a lion and a gorilla and an elephant are treated like fuck. I don't know, like rats, I guess. And then like it just keeps going down from there. Yeah.
Oh,
she
yeah,
was,
yeah,
she
no.
was kind of a diva, though. She might have-
Topsy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Topsy might have deserved it. I don't know.
Yeah. I could see you having that opinion.
I think we print the shirts. Topsy deserved it.
We could do some Topsy merch. Actually, keep an eye out for merch coming soon. We got to get the test order in, but
Yeah.
once we get the test order in and we have confirmed
We'll
that the
go
clothes look
live.
good,
We
we
do have
will go
merch,
live
though.
with some merch. It's coming soon. So probably next week or the week after.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is it for Topsy the Elephant. Please like and subscribe the podcast, share it with your friends. You can find us on Instagram at Softcore History. You can find us on TikTok at Softcore History.
Yeah, we're on TikTok now. Sup, fam. I'm just on there doing dances about history every day.
Trying to hit that Zoomer market.
Yeah, but we do have a
What
TikTok.
is we
Sheesh.
sheesh? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea
Do
what it
that.
means, so.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
so confused.
I'm just trying to meet 16.
It's not the classic. It's not like the classic definition of sheesh. Like sheesh.
Yeah.
No, it's not wine. It's not sheesh. Like I think it's just kind of like saying hi. Like sheesh.
Oh, that's weird.
I see that type of stuff, and I'm like, man. Like I used to think, like if there's ever like another like a horrible world war with like China and Russia or something, like hope it's my generation, and so like a future generation doesn't suffer through that. But now I'm like, yeah,
Glad it's
leave
them.
it for the Zoomers.
Glad it's them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they can have it.
for sure.
They've
Well,
earned,
I mean,
they've earned it.
the greatest generation is probably going to be like 2 generations from now.
Give it one, maybe. Would that be like my kid or beyond my kid?
Your kid's kid.
Yeah, your kid's kid. It'll all balance itself out.
Okay.
Nah, it's all fucked. Anyway, again, please like and subscribe. Leave reviews. Rate us. That helps us out with the charts. Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
And if you leave a good Iron Dome definition in
Or
the
way to
review,
kill an elephant.
Or way to kill an elephant.
or a good
review.
way to asphyxiate an elephant in the reviews, we'll read them on air.
Yeah, we'll read them next week. So, for Rob Fox and Dan Regester, I'm Jake Goldman, and
You just got soft served.
Sheesh.